What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Music Career Study Group, where we get together every week to learn from each other, talk about some topics that'll actually have an impact on your music career and help you move your music forward. Kevin Bruner is not here today. He's actually hanging out in Santa Monica on the beach, going to the Music Tectonics Conference, which actually some of you might be there because he gave away tickets to that last week in the live stream. So maybe you're catching this on the replay. But we do have a very special guest today, and this is his fourth time here this month. He's been very generous to help us kind of conceptualize and strategize a way to take new listeners on a journey to the point where they become lifelong fans. It's Rick Barker, who is Taylor Swift's former manager. Really smart guy, and we'll get him on here in just a second. But I want to say this is a casual discussion. He's going to have a lot to show us, but you're more than welcome to leave questions, comments. If you've done things that he's talking about, maybe you want his feedback, feel free to share the details because we want to hear from you. But let me get Rick on here, and also just say who's out there, who's watching, where you're watching from, all the good things. It's cool to see people tuning in from all over the world. Hey, Rick.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. I implemented some things you talked about last week, this week, and I've had a great time.
Well, what's interesting, and if you're just watching this for the first time, there's a reason why I didn't start with what I'm going to do today first, because today is going to be exciting because I'm going to go show you how to find people. But a lot of times we want to find them, but we haven't put the systems and processes in place to take advantage of finding them. So that's why if you get a chance, go back. We talked about setting up your websites and making sure that your bios were correct. And a lot of the initial setup stuff, which always doesn't seem to be fun, but it's so vital and so important. And it's a part that a lot of people miss. And before you attract a lot of folks, you want to make sure that you've got yourself in a position to take advantage of the time that you're going to put in, the money that you're ultimately going to need to spend, because this is a business and we need to spend money to market our business. So today we're going to go into some of the nerdy stuff. And this is the stuff that Chris and I get a kick out. We're going to go deeper into ads. I'm going to show you some specific strategies that I use to find real music fans. I'm also going to share with you ways to do the lifetime pre-save. There's a platform out there I'll show you, and I'll give you access to this platform for lifetime pre-saves. And then I'm also going to share with you a platform that we use for automation. You don't need to be on social media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you can get yourself set up in a way to be able to interact with people, not pretend that it's you. It's like, let them know, hey, this is automated, Miles, but I want to make sure, so I'm going to show you some of those different things as well. So, Chris, where would you like me to jump in first? Let me ask this question real quick for those that are here. How many of you have run ads before for your music? And I'm not talking about boosting a post. I'm talking about actually gone into the ads manager and ran ads. I'm very curious to what level that we have here, because I also think this will dictate a lot on the audience. So how many of you here have run ads, or maybe are currently running ads? While we're waiting for some answers, did it, hate it?
Which part did you hate? The spending money part?
I've run ads on Facebook, but I didn't truly understand. Thank you for your honesty. I've looked, but never pushed the trigger. Got it. Okay. So what this does is it allows me to speak at where the audience is. So I am big on over the shoulder, step by step, click by click. So let me go in, and first I'm going to show you, and I think we did this in one of the earlier videos, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of it now, how we have an audience and then running the ad. So there's three parts to an ad. You have the campaign level, which is whether you determine what it is that you want to accomplish. What's the campaign? Is it getting video views? Is it getting people to go off platform? We call those link clicks, engagement, traffic, whatever it is, that's the campaign level. At the ad set level, which is the second part, that's where we determine our budgets and who we want to see this particular campaign. And the third part is the creative. So you've got campaign, ad set, and creative. Those are
Will you
the
just define creative for them? Sometimes that term
creative is what's the visual going to be? What's the hook going to be? Are you going to use an already existing post, which a lot of you have boost post in the past? You can take that creative and use it in an ad where you get more audience opportunities. That is the creative. Is it an image? Is it a carousel? What I'm going to be sharing with you are videos. I'm all about videos right now, or sharing reels as your creative in your post, because that is what is proven to capture people's attention. They love to consume videos right now. We live in that world. So as we go in to, I'm going to go share here. First window we're going to go to is the ads manager. So business.facebook.com ads manager /ads manager is where you will get to this. If you have not set this up yet, you're going to set this up from your Facebook page. Okay. You're going, and this is not your personal Facebook page, but your music Facebook page or your business Facebook page. You cannot run ads from a personal Facebook account, but you must have a personal Facebook account in order to have a business Facebook account. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to go down here on the left. You're going to see audiences. Now, as I'm doing this, Chris, I'm looking at my ads manager. I'm not looking at the StreamYard feed. So let me know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. Do you see audiences over here on the left?
Yep. All good.
Okay. So when you click on audiences, this is what I'm going to run, is what I like to call an awareness campaign. This is going to allow me to make aware your music to as many music fans as possible throughout the world, depending on what it is that you want to do. So when you go to create an audience, you're going to do what's called a saved audience. This saved audience, we're going to name this the Chris probably audience. Okay, I'm going to use you as my guinea pig in my example. So for this particular one, what I like to do is I'm going to remove the United States and I'm going to click North America, South America, Australia. I should probably spell it right if I want to get to Australia. And I didn't know there was a place called Australia. And I'm going to go United Kingdom.
Can I ask you a targeting question while you're choosing these countries? It used to be sort of a warning not to go with places that have cheap clicks because you risk it being fake engagement that might damage you. So is South America, North America, as these sort of broad things, totally fine these days?
The reason that I'm doing that is yes. So in South America, you're going to see, if we go to South America, where are we going? Inside South America, I want Brazil. Right now, it is the most abundant country when it comes to music right now. They are absolutely rabid. Now, I could eliminate South America and put just Brazil, but these South American countries right now, whenever a band decides to do a live recording that they're going to put up on Netflix, it's usually in Rio. They are just rabid music fans. And right now, there's a lot of premium Spotify account holders in that area. So that's why I like to use that. And what we'll do here is, like, right now we have 743,000 to 875 million potential audience right now. If I just get rid of South America, we lose about 300,000. But right now, what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to get awareness. So we'll just go ahead and add in Brazil by itself and see. But we just got ourselves another 100 million people. But also, too, if you wanted to go in and even add Venezuela, and you might be asking, why are you choosing these particular countries? The reason that I'm choosing those, we'll get rid of that. The reason that I'm choosing these particular countries is because that's where these world tours are going.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift is selling out 5 nights in Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Venezuela, all these different places. I'm like, these people are spending money. And that's something that what I'm going to set up for you in these ads is very different than what a lot of people do, because I'm going after people that are actually spending the money. So now that we've got this, we've got 586,500 people. Now, if your music, and I know Chris's is in English, I'm going to go ahead and go languages, and I'm going to go English all. And let's see, we've got 586. Let's see what it goes down to. Because even going down into South America, I just lost about 200,000 people. And I'm okay with that. Okay. Now we're going to go, Chris, age group for your audience.
I would say 30 to 70.
Okay.
30,
so let's just
30 and up.
Yep, 30 and up. So let's just go here for 30 and up. And all of you are going to ask yourself these questions. So right now we just went down to 246 million. I'm okay with that. But Rick, the number's going down. Yes, we are trying to target a specific audience. So now we go into this detailed targeting. Indie folk, right?
Yep.
Let's see if indie folk music shows up. That's music creators. Let me go folk music as an interest. Okay, so I'm going to click this. Okay, I'm also going to get some suggestions. Why? Because Meta's smarter than I am. American folk music, folk rock.
All of those apply.
Okay, American folk rock music. Okay, so now we're down. We're still in that 246,000 range. Now what we're going to do is we're going to narrow this audience. So what narrowing an audience does is narrowing says, okay, everyone has these interests. These are the interests that we want everyone to have. But we also want them to have this. Most people will just put everything in here. Well, then we don't have a way to separate what it is. But I'm always looking. So, Chris, what do people spend money on when it comes to music?
Concerts.
Correct. So we're going to put in concerts. Now, the reason I like to put in concerts and not just target people that like American folk music, and folk rock is because when I get to concerts as well, it's going to allow me to find people that spend on overpriced tickets, overpriced parking, overpriced beer, and might buy merchandise. So
and the babysitter.
We just went from 246 million people down to 15 million people. This is now, we're honing in this audience, but I go one step further. I narrow it down even more, and I want them to be streamers. The reason that I want them to be streamers is because that's where a lot of you are going to live, is online. That's where we want to see, are they consuming music the way that, I don't want to say we need them to consume it, but are they consuming music? So I go Spotify, streaming services, and now we're down to 7.9 to 9.2.
Yeah,
Pretty
and just to clarify,
right?
People can probably see what you're doing, but you started with this sort of a large genre type thing, but then you limited the audience. They have to meet that criteria plus this other one, and then plus a third one, right?
Right, because I don't want music listeners. I want music consumers. I want people that understand that I spend money on music. I just don't listen to music in my woodshed while I'm not listening to indie folk music while I'm making canes and shit in the wood shop. You know, it's like, I want people that actually go. And yes, it is going to be hard to see the text. Let me see if I can goo the view up a little bit. Let me zoom in more.
But the keyword you put in was Spotify, right? In order to limit that audience.
Yeah. So Miles, let me know real quick and I'll walk down. This should be a little bit bigger. Let me know if that is much easier to see. It's perfect for me, but come to realize you guys are looking at it a different way. So as we're doing these audiences, where did we go? We went back. You should be able to see that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk through it again real slow, just so you have it, because it's super important. So you're going to name your audience, Chris, probably audience. Okay. You're going to pick your locations. We're going to go North America. And if you're in Germany, your music's in Germany, you can pick wherever, but I go North America. We're going to go Brazil. We saw that. We like that. We're going to go Australia. And we're going to go United Kingdom. We're going to go languages is going to be English all. Okay. We went down and we did 30 to 65. We targeted folk music as interest. We also hit suggestions, and we did American folk, folk music, or folk rock. Okay, so now we've got some interest. We narrowed this audience down because we wanted people that ultimately went to concerts. So what you're going to see up here is you've got 246 million. Once we add concerts, music events, it's going to shrink that down to 15,000. So that was 200 and what was that? 45 million people that we just eliminated. 245 million casual listeners, because we know if people are going to concerts, they're spending money. And then we narrowed it further and we put in Spotify, which gave us a streaming service. That's the biggest one in the world. And now we have ourselves an audience of 7.9 to 9.2. I'm going to create saved audience. Okay. Chris, questions as we went down that?
I'm good, but I just want to remind people, if they have questions, you're more than free to ask them as we go. This is the Music Career Study Group. If you're just tuning in, Rick's showing us how to set up good ads to get your music in front of new people.
So what'll happen is some people will just go put, United States, Canada. And you know what? And I should, and I covered that with North America. So that's why I take United States and Canada. Most people would do United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and New Zealand. I just gave you the basics, but if you're in Europe and you want to hit certain countries, you can create that yourself. I just showed you how to do it. What you put in there is going to be, but what's going to be the most important is narrowing the audience where it must also match. Okay. Super key at that point. If you've got an artist that is big in your genre, you can put that artist in there. Maybe Meta will give you access to it. Maybe it won't. When is it worth investing in a Facebook advertising campaign? How many followers should the artist have as a minimum for the advertising campaign to be displayed to the target group? You could start with 0 audience or 0 followers on your Facebook page. You're going to introduce people to your music right now, which is hopefully going to increase the number of people that want to follow you. So you should start, if you go back and do what I did, you need to be, and this is a great question. And Chris, you can pop yourself up here as well for this. And let me go ahead and stop the screen so we can have this conversation for a second. It is vital that if you got to remember, when the ad comes through, it has a way where I can click and go to your Instagram page or your Facebook page. What you want to make sure is when people get to your house, Facebook, Instagram, I'm Chris Robley. I'm an indie folk artist. if you like so and so, we're telling them right in the first few seconds, this is something we need, some sort of familiarity. And then when they go look at your post, it better be, I need them to see you be able to perform. Here's some music, see some videos. I don't need your breakfast. I don't need pictures of you and your kids. Those all belong on your story. We talked about that earlier. What belongs on your feed is you are an artist. You need to show them why you're worth one of those 7,500 follows, because that is all they get. Miles, I would avoid boosting altogether right now. I would be, because you could use those posts in your creative and you don't get to structure the audience the way that I just did it inside a boost. You're limited with your options as far as who can see it, what are their ages. That's why I do it the way that I do it. All right, let's jump back.
I just had a quick comment. So you were talking about you want to make sure everything, your house is structured as a welcoming and clear. So people can go back in the first 3 editions of this that you've done.
Should.
They can go back and watch the replay of that. You talk a lot about that. And so I think, to return to Saltman's question, it's nothing to do with how many followers you have. It's more to do with, are you confident in the content you're sharing as the ad, that what you're doing will be of interest to people? So if you've got a great video, a cool song, whatever it is, that's more important than does anyone already like it, because they will like it if it's good.
Ghost said something here about branding. That's exactly what we're doing. We're aware. We're making people, we call them discovery ads. We're making people aware of you. Now, once they're aware of you and they want to go explore more, we need to take advantage of the fact that you just made an investment to walk them into your restaurant. Now you get to put on a show. Now you get to control what they see. That's what's most important. So on this particular ad, the awareness / discovery campaign, I'll refer to it both ways sometimes. The only intent is for people to push play and watch your video. So why is that so important, Rick? Shouldn't I send them to my website? Shouldn't I try to send them to my merch store? Shouldn't I send them to Spotify? No, you should not, because they don't know you. And Instagram and Facebook and any ad platform is going to charge you more if we're asking them to leave their house, because they need you to stay on scrolling so they can show you sponsored ads, because their microphone's been listening in when you were talking to your wife about jewelry, and they have a whole bunch of jewelry ads they want to show you. I say that funnily because my son, we were talking about, did he want a silver necklace for Christmas? And he goes, Dad, you won't believe what happened. Instagram was listening. Now I've seen 5 necklace ads in the last 10 minutes. So this is why we're just doing awareness, because the reason that I want them to push play is because they now have chosen you. They could have kept scrolling. What else is very beneficial in this is that you only get charged for people that watch 15 seconds. Think about that. We live in a 3-second, 4-second world. I don't get charged for all of them. I've set it up after you've run ads enough times, they'll give you the option to where you will only be charged on through plays. When you first start out, you're not going to have that option. It's going to be by impressions. But once you run some ads, now you get to only be charged by through plays, which is super cool. It says, hey, if they didn't do what I wanted them to do, I don't have to pay them. Ta-da! Yeah. Magic. So this is why we start this way.
I've just 2 thoughts on that. You said there's a cost reason why not to put what in marketing they call call to action. That's basically when you're asking someone to do something specific.
Yes.
So you don't do that because it saves you money, for one, but there's also kind of a psychological reason, is that you wouldn't go up to a stranger and say, I'm Chris, here's my song, now pay me something, or now Correct. Go visit my mom, or whatever. It's like, you kind of want to feel like you're doing them the favor and all they have to do is play it.
Exactly. And it's more important too, is that no one goes on Instagram to leave. So why would we let them leave?
Yeah.
That's why one of the other platforms I'm going to show you here in just a little bit, that's where and this is our little teaser, I'm going to show you why saying click the link in my bio does not work. And I'm going to give you a better solution to keep people in platform. The goal is to make them discovering you and hearing your music as simple as possible. We want to remove the roadblocks. We want to eliminate everything that we possibly can. So let's just jump back in here real quick, and we'll go back in to the ads manager, and we will make sure that it is still very viewable. Okay, so now that we have our audience, we'll even make it a little bit bigger. Now we go up here to where it says campaigns. Okay, so inside the campaign level, we're going to now create. And I'm going to just call it, it's an awareness campaign. Okay, that's what we want to do, awareness. Buying type is auction. So what that means, and this is just going to kind of stay there, is that they're selling this stuff. So this is the easiest, most affordable thing to get right now is awareness. This is for reach, brand awareness, video views. Speaking my language. I like those. Okay, so we're going to continue. All right. So the name of the campaign, we're just going to put Chris Discovery. Okay. Buying type auction. Campaign objective awareness. I'm keeping the advanced budget off and this off. And now we go next. All right. So this is where now we're going to do our ad set name. And I'm just going to put Chris Discovery. Folk saved. Okay, this is my folk audience, saved audience. Just gives me a little understanding. Maximum reach of the ads, maximum through play views. Now, the reason that I'm going to hit the maximum through play views is I'm trying to train people to watch longer videos. Can anybody explain to me why I would want them watching longer videos when we're told you need to post shorter videos in order to maintain people's attention? Chris, you want to take a guess?
Is it because someone who makes a commitment to watch a longer video has already kind of raised their hand as a more likely fan?
Well, here's what we need in order to survive in this new streaming world that we live in and YouTube world that we live in. A stream is from 0 to 31 seconds. So why would I want to build an audience of a bunch of people that watch 3-second and 6-second videos when I will post a 60-second video or even a 45 to, I go from 45 to 90-second video, performance video. Mm-hmm. And then that way I'm training this particular audience, because what happens is I want people that have shown me that they are willing to do what it is that I want them to do in order to one day get me paid, which is I want to build an audience of longer video watchers because they're more likely to listen to my song. Does that make sense?
That does. Yeah.
Okay.
This person,
because what's ultimately going to happen is later on down the road, and I'm not going to get into this in this training, and if you guys want to learn how to run ads, we'll send you an email and we'll give you, I did a whole course creation, is later on we're going to retarget people that have done the watching of the 50 to 75% of the videos, and those are the people that we're going to try to get off platform. Why? Because they've now shown me that they are interested in what it is that I'm doing, based off their actions. I'm not guessing. I'm saying, hey, out of everybody over here to the right where you see it says we had 109 through plays to 314. This is telling us what our daily reach is. So right now our daily reach is 655. We're going to jump in on this a little bit more and you're going to see what's interesting. So I'm just using Jordana, even though we're doing the Chris demo. We've got Jordana. This is the Facebook page we want to promote. For $5 a day, that's what our reach is going to be. Okay. Now, inside audience controls, this one right here, use saved audience. We're going to go ahead and we are going to pick our Chris audience that we created. Okay. So this is showing us, here's the location, advantage plus audio, our age that we're using, 30 to 65, people who match. So for that $5 a day, we're going to reach between 730 to 2,100 people. We're going to average between 113 people to 328 that actually did what we asked them to do. So basically, you are touring the world that particular day for $5. You are getting in front of 730 people. But like at most shows, all 730 aren't there to see you. They may be there to see the headliner. But out of that 730, 113 of them might show interest in you.
Mm-hmm.
You following?
Got it.
Okay. So as we've done this, we go down and we're going to have the opportunity to do our placements. So what we're going to do, where's it at? Edit placements. We are going to do manual placements. I want to choose where this is going to go. Okay. Now it's going to say you could get better results with Advantage Plus. I'm not going there. I'm a control freak. I want us to get out of Messenger on this particular one. If you are using, and this is very important, if you are going to use one of your Facebook posts, then you have to uncheck Instagram and Audience Network because a Facebook post will not show up on their Instagram page. Understand? If you are going to upload a video that, let's say the post worked well on socials, you're going to upload that video and you want it to show on both Facebook and Instagram, then you would have both clicked.
Yep.
Down here, it's going to show you where it's at. I have seen that not a lot of people are using Messenger for these particular ads, so I get rid of it. Audience Network is another strategy that I teach in detail, but right now we're just going to do Facebook and Instagram. We're going to use the Chris audience. And now we are going to go to next. Now this is our ad name. This is going to be Chris Folk Ad. We're going to go down. We're going to make sure that the pages that we want, Jordana, set up, ad setup. What do you want to use? A video ad. Okay. So now we can add primary text. What is your ad about? You post in your primary text. You're going to add your media. You're going to pick one of your videos.
And to be clear, you could pick a video of any post you've already shared on that platform.
Well,
right?
Not if we're doing Facebook and Instagram. We can't, because if Instagram post will not show up on a Facebook page and vice versa.
So this only is uploading a new.
I like to upload a new video. So especially too for a lot of you that don't have an audience yet, like Jordana, for example, Chris, I'm going to use one of her Instagram posts, or I'm going to use one of her Facebook posts because she's got 3,000 likes and 500 comments, and I want that social proof. Mm-hmm. Most new artists don't have that yet. So I'm not going to jeopardize. I'm going to go ahead and just upload the video, do the thing that we can. That's where you choose your creative. Once you've got your creative done, you've got your pixel, and I'm not going to go into how you set up your pixels and all that. There's plenty of things to do that, but that's it at that point. This is all you do. And then you hit publish. And now you've got an ad that's running. You're determining, I like to run my ads without an end date. The reason that I like to do that is I want Meta thinking I'm there to spend a ton of money, even though I'm only run it for like a week. I don't want to tell them I'm shutting this thing off, so that's how we go and we run our first awareness campaign. And it's a quick discovery video. I like to take what we've seen that's worked the best are well shot performance pieces, whether it be a lip sync piece, whether it be you in the studio, just you and your guitar, depending on your music, something that just lets them hear the hook of your song. We're not uploading your whole entire video. We're not taking the 45-second intro with nothing. We're focusing on the hook. Give me 45 to 60 seconds of the hook. And that's what we're going to be focusing on there when it comes to the ads. So that's one strategy that we do, is we run discovery ads in order to start making awareness. The reason that we do that is because down the road, we're going to go in to our audiences and you will see these custom audiences. These are people that we created that had either engaged with her page, engaged with her Instagram, engaged with an ad, whatever it is. We'll go get these videos, and now we can converse with them differently because we know that they've already watched a video. How do we know it? Because Meta did the research for us. We built these audience off of, and how we do that real quick is you just go to a custom audience and you want video, engagement type, people that have watched 50% of the video. Okay, we'll just call this Chris Engagers. And then you get to select the videos. And instead of selecting any videos, what we're going to do is I'll just go to Jordana because I have her, is we're going to go in and we're going to choose the third option, which says campaign. And now what's going to happen is we're going to search by campaigns. We're going to click them. We're going to add this over to the right, and we're going to be able to take those videos, and it's going to give us all that information, and that's what we'll end up using down the road as a custom audience. But that's why we do videos first, just because later we're going to be able to go in and give people the opportunity to have a better conversation. Because, hey, I noticed you checked out my video. Well, shit, how did you know that? Well, because I got the data. And I, if you're a fan of music, like you've shown that you were interested in mine, I would love for you to follow me over on Spotify. Why can we have that conversation? Because that audience, we already determined the fact that they also shown interest in Spotify. Most people, you see where the magic's happening now is that we're having these conversations with people instead of just trying to get the world to be able to do this. So once we know what they've done, and we've specifically said, as an example, I only want redhead people, and I'm going to run a sunscreen ad to them. So everybody, I'm going to be able to say, oh, so you've got red hair and light complexion. Yeah, I got the greatest skincare for redheads, and I'm not going to be shown to a bunch of blondes and a bunch of brunettes and a bunch of, dark people like me. So the more you know about your audience, and that's why when you just click, I'm going to run an ad to everyone. It's really hard to have conversations with everyone. So I'm not a big fan of it. Okay. So as we move on to the next phase, there are certain platforms that are really cool, like on the lifetime pre-save. So ultimately what I'm always trying to do is start the relationship, meet them where they are, where they're comfortable. At some point, I'm going to get to a point where I can ask them for their email address. There is a platform that I absolutely love called Smart Noise. And Smart Noise, where are we at? Smart Noise is, people are always saying, I hate asking people to do lifetime pre-saves. Well, what if you only had, or a pre-save? What if you only have to ask someone for a pre-save once? How exciting would that be? And in the process, collect their email address. All right, let me show you how that works. All right, so inside Smart Noise, and I'll give you a link here real quick. Chris, I'm going to text this to you, and then you can put it. Yeah, because that won't let me on mine. So I'm going to get this to you right now. Boom.
Here we go. Okay,
got it.
Copy that.
Yeah, and you can just take one of them and it'll put it in there. So inside of Smart Noise, we have these opportunities to run these campaigns. Now, what's neat about this is these campaigns are connected to your ads manager once you do your whole little setup. So what I want to do right now is I want to promote a lifetime pre-save for Jordana. So once you collect lifetime pre-save, let's make sure that we're zooming in that you guys can see. Pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty big. Good. Okay. So we go in campaign name. We're going to put Chris lifetime pre-save. Select an advertising account. Select a business account. See how fast this is versus what I was just doing? Select the Facebook page, select the Instagram account, select the pixel, select the domain. I'll just put Chris. Conversion token, that's all inside. Open up Spotify. It would be Chris, but it's going to be Jordana. Now we go continue. It's going to ask me to connect the pixel. Pixel's connected. And now we say, okay, here's what I want to do. For Spotify, I want to capture an email. I want to notify fans via email when a new release is available. I would also like to add the artist to the fans followed list. And I'm going to give them something for doing this. I'm not just going to ask them. I'm going to say, hey, if you pre-save my song today, I will go ahead and send you something. And then you can redirect them to a Google link, a private SoundCloud, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set that up. It's going to ask you what this is. On Apple, I'm going to click Apple. I want to capture their email address. I want to notify them via email when a new release happens. And I would like to redirect them. Not going to worry about YouTube, Deezer, might throw Amazon Music or whatever in there. You're going to do it the setup way. Then the next thing we do is we're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to continue. Let me turn that off because I'm not doing it right now. Enter daily budget, $25. You can do whatever you want. Run my ads continuously. Continue. Now, this is where it's cool. Add 3 similar artists. Chris, give me similar artist.
How about Jason Isbell?
Okay, so watch what happens here real quick. Jason Isbell. It's going to say he's got 40 or 4 million or 43, whatever. So I'm going to click Jason. Okay.
How about Bruce Springsteen?
Okay. Bruce Springsteen. So what this is doing is this is gathering this information from Spotify. And then it's saying, okay, based on this, this is some other ad people that you might want to target. See how it just automatically filled it out for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So then you can go down there and I just let it go. Also, too, narrow the targeting to people also interested in Spotify. Bye-bye. All right. Check the interest above. Please make sure all the interests above are relevant to your promoting interests that may not apply. You click here. Geo-targeting. So what Smart Noise has done is they've captured things into tier 1 countries, tier 2 countries, tier 3 countries, or custom locations. So you can add a custom location. I don't do any of that right now, but you do have the option to do it. I go right into tier 1. So tier 1 countries for them are Netherlands, Austria, Australia, Belgium, Canada, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Spain, Finland, France, United Kingdom, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Norway, New Zealand. If you would like to add another country in there, you can. So this is automatically just does it for you. So you see how much faster this is. Here's what the placements are going to be. Instagram, Instagram stories, Instagram Reels, Facebook feed. You set your age range. You go up to 30 to 65, whatever you go. Okay, continue. You add a video. We'll take this video. We'll confirm it.
Is it automatically pulling this stuff from Facebook, or is this a separate?
No, this is stuff I've uploaded into our account. Okay. Yeah, you get to build your audience. So you can go build it in, CapCut or whatever. If you love Jason Isbell, check out my music. Just whatever. You have it done. We go to continue. I don't put any rules. We continue again. Then it ultimately goes into review. Facebook ends up reviewing it. It ends up in your ad account, and you're completely done at that point. And then what it's going to look like, let's go back to what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Link copied. Let me open this. Let me go into StreamYard. Let me stop the screen. Let me share the screen. And it's going to be her latest single was The Crash. And then here's what it's going to look like. The Crash, listen to The Crash and all my future releases. You hit pre-save. Connect with Jordana to save all releases. Get notified via an email. Follow Jordana on Spotify. You connect. Awesome. All future releases of Jordana Bryant will be added to your library. Now, here's what Smart Noise does that no one else does. They send an email the day of the release, and it looks a little something like this.
While that's coming up, Dose is saying you explained ads so well. So
thank you. So then what happens is I get this email. It says, hey there, an artist you follow, Jordana Bryant, just dropped new music. And when you click the listen now button, it opens up right in Spotify. That doesn't happen anywhere else. When you do normal pre-saves on any of your stuff, it usually just gets added in there, and then it's up to you to remember to go in and play it. So right from your phone, right from your desktop. So Chris has put in a link to Smart Noise. If you'd like to try it out, play around with it, have fun with it, go for it. I love that feature from them. I love being able to build ads in the account. You can build ads to promote singles. But the other thing that's so neat, that's all I'm gonna say, so effing neat, is over here. We just started using this. We have 531 fans, and we have their email address, and we know what platform that they saved it on. And what I do then is I can download that list, and I can send that list into my CRM, which we talked about in previous videos. And this is another thing why business setup is so important. You upload this list of people that have pre-saved your music, and then you're able to say, hey, first off, let me say thank you for pre-saving the music. I wanted to give you something else because this doesn't go unnoticed. And then you give them a video. You let them see something exclusive. This is how you start building relationships with these people.
It's for anyone doesn't know CRM, it's just your email, MailChimp or
MailChimp,
Drip. Is that still
anything like that? And that's when you tag them, and then you do a nurture sequence, and that's a lot more nerdy than we wanted to get into. But that's what I've been teaching artists for the last 12 years is how to find the right person, build that relationship. When the time is right, ask them for their email, or send them or offer them something and say, hey, so that I know you get it, where's the best email? So I know that you get it. I'm big on psychology as well. That brings us to another platform that I want to share with you today. Chris, let me jump in here real quick and give you the link.
I think that this is the one you sent me last week. And I just wanted to say that when I opened up the tool, started familiarizing myself, I had no idea how I was going to use it. I had no concept of a hook, a story, what kind of content, but just playing around with the options of the tool, like, immediately inspired me. So I think that's kind of a cool thing to remind people is, like, you don't always have to start with the idea. You could start with just the tool and familiarizing yourself with it. And as you do, you'll think of ways to use it.
And that's the key, is just experimenting. So this platform that I'm going to share with you right now is called InstaChamp.
I just did the
that's okay, they'll have it again. So it's called InstaChamp. So what this is this was one of the first DM automation tools that was authorized by let me present, share screen.
And then just to make sure, this is like a landing page on your site, right?
Yeah, it is. And it'll tell them exactly what it is that they've done. Okay, so I'm trying to share screen. Here we go. So what happens is people are coming on Instagram, people are finding you on Facebook. This is a tool that works directly with Facebook and Instagram. So what I like to do is I like to have a greeting. And this greeting is what everyone gets to see when they meet you. Now, I do not pretend that this is me. It says, hey, it's automated Rick. I get a lot of DMs, but yours is important to me, and I'll get back to you ASAP. If you have a question, you can ask it here. Boom, they're able to ask a question. If you happen to be trying to contact Taylor Swift, I am not your person for that. I don't have her info. Sorry, I could not help. If you are just spamming me with your music and we do not already have a relationship, it will just get deleted. But if you are a serious artist interested in learning how the business works and how I can personally guide and teach you, comment the word help, and that will start the process of us seeing if we are a proper fit. So that is my DM meeting. So yours could be, hey, it's automated Chris. I get a lot of DMs, but yours is important to me, and I'll get back to you ASAP. If you have a question, you can just ask it here. Oh, by the way, if you're new to my music and you haven't seen my new video, check it out. And you could offer a link, and right in the automation, they can go watch your YouTube video or whatever it is. So another thing that I do with this is I am a big fan of post comments. So as an artist, so here's this one real quick. If anyone comments on a specific post, the word manager, it's going to say, this video will explain how I can help you and why everyone thinks I lost my mind. Then they click on the link. The link will then open up to wherever it is that I want to send them. I think it's going to open up in a new window. It did. Okay, it's showing. Great. So now how do we use this for you? So you could come back in and you could have that lifetime pre-save. And you could come in and you could say, hey, I want to, you could be doing an Instagram live like Chris was doing earlier today. Good job. Or no, excuse me. He did Facebook and YouTube. He was doing a live.
I did Instagram yesterday, but
okay. Yeah. So he could say in this, hey, listen, thanks so much. I'm glad you're here. By the way, I am so freaking tired of having to ask you guys to pre-save every time I release a song every 6 weeks. And I know it's a pain in the butt, but you guys, I now have an opportunity. What if I told you only had to do it once and it would automatically be loaded into your system? Automatically, you get an email on release day, and to say thank you, because I never want you to do anything without a little reward. I'll send you the song now. Are you cool with that? Great. All I need you to do is comment the word pre-save below. And then what it does is they comment the word pre-save. It triggers what we just had here to be like, hey, it's Chris. Here's the link to pre-save. I really appreciate you. You add the link. They click on it. They're over on the pre-save. They do the business, and that all happened in automation. And you're done. You could also do a post where you said, hey, I think I have one of these. Let me see if I have one for merch. I may have gotten rid of that because I haven't. Podcast. I have my podcast. Yeah, I do podcast, book, song, Taylor, manager, ads, the whole thing. But let's say that you had one for your merch and you do a video of you unboxing shirts. Unboxing videos, by the way, do really well. So you're unboxing these shirts. You're like, oh my God, the new shirts are in. I'm super. Oh, hi. I didn't know you were watching. You do something funny. Show your commercial. Say, by the way, if you would like to check out the new selection of merch. And by the way, many of you have asked how I support myself as an independent musician. This is how. This is how I'm able to record songs. This is how I'm able to tour. So if you want to see what I got, just comment the word merch. They comment the word merch, and then you have an automated message that shows up that says, hey, thanks so much. Just click here and you can check out. And now they're at your merch store. Once again, all done in automation. You didn't have to wait to go back to see this. And then what happens is this, and this is where the magic is at this point. You're seeing this happen in your feed. You're able to go in, and that's where I taught earlier how to do voice messages on Instagram. It's like, hey, Rick, dude, I just want to say thank you. I mean, you're watching my videos, you're showing up to my lives, and let's say I don't have Rick's email yet. I want to send you something. I've created this community where I get a chance. I pop in there on a weekly basis, play some songs. I would love to send you an invite. Would that interest you? Then you don't give them the link yet. Leave it at the core. Shit, yeah, Chris, I love your stuff. That would really interest me. Great. What's your best email so I know that you get it? rick@rickbarker.com, Chris.
There it
I'm going to
is.
send it back to him. So then what happens, and this is what you need to do manually, then you take that email, you add it to your CRM, which we talked about, you tag it, ask to be a part of the community, and then the email gets automatically sent to them. Hey, thanks so much for wanting to join the community. We're called the ND Folkers, and it's, you can use that, by the way. And you just put like the hashtag where people think it's like says fuckers, but it's actually Folkers. But then you send them the email, and now they get put in your nurture sequence. So it's like, hey, here's the link to join the community. And then once they join the community, like, hey, it's Rick, just wanted to follow up, make sure you got a chance to join the community. And now you're starting to build relationships. And now you're starting to use the tools that are readily available. It's like, do these tools cost money? Yes. InstaChamp, by the way, I give you a special deal. It only costs you one time for a lifetime membership versus if you try to get it from the company, it would cost you over $1,000. But I give you a deal there. Smart Noise. Yes. Does it cost money? Yeah. Try it for 14 days. See if it's for you. But all of these tools are designed to make your life easier.
Yeah.
You showing up here to get this information is designed to make your life easier. I've already gone out and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads to know what works. I have artists that I run their Facebook ads for them that are consulting clients of mine, where I get to spend thousands of their dollars to come back and show you the things that are working. I just recently did a whole new ads training that Chris will send you an email. If you're watching this, make sure you're on the ReverbNation email list, because we may come back and add it in the description down the road. But right now, make sure you're on the ReverbNation email list. Make sure that you're utilizing the services. They'll send stuff out. We are creating a lot of other educational pieces for you. But all we're trying to do is speed up the process for you. Yeah. You all have music. You need to get it in front of fans. The reason I call these are real music fans. Let's let Chris, who's been our guinea pig, we're going to see if he was paying attention. How do we know that those are potentially real music fans, Chris? From the ads that we ran.
Because they stuck around and watched 75% of it, and we targeted them well.
First thing, we found folk music fans. We didn't target everyone in the world who may not like your music. So we found potential fans of the style of music that you do, that speak the language that you're speaking, who are the age of the people that you want to interact with, that you feel would, be able to do this, that also go to concerts, that also stream music. These are real music fans. Now, are they going to become a fan of yours? Well, that's on you. I got you to them. Okay. I showed you how to get to them. And that's what my goal is to make sure that you get the right music in front of the right audience and you make the right offer. And the right offer on the first date is just getting them to acknowledge you. Mm-hmm. They pushed play. Holy shit. Out of everything that came across their Facebook feed that day, they chose you. Now that they've chosen you, now let's see what we can do to try to get them to go a little further in the relationship. Maybe we just show them a longer video. Says, hey, thanks so much for checking out that video I did. I wanted to make sure you got a chance to see the whole thing. Yeah. Then we put a 3-minute and 35 long second video on there. Guess what happens when we build a retargeting audience off of that group of people that watch 50%? How much closer, how do you think that they may have checked out your Instagram page if they've watched a 3.5-minute long video or half of it? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like a high commitment
exactly
activity.
Exactly. It's like, wait, it takes me nothing. And what's other great too, when we talk about the InstaChamp, is let's say you wanted them to get to your merch store and you said, sorry, I guess somebody's delivering something. If you said, hey, you want to see my new t-shirts? Go to the link in my bio. Well, what you've done is you have now told them, I need you to leave Instagram in order to go see merch from me, this unfamiliar guy that you're not ready. But if all they have to do is comment, and then they're going to get reminded in their messages later, or you can hit them back in their messages and say, hey, just wanted to make sure you saw that. That's why that tool is so important, is because we're not asking people to do things that they normally wouldn't, like I said, no one goes to Instagram to leave. That's why ads show multiple times, because you may see that necklace, but you know, once you click on that necklace and you disappear, now you're shopping. And now Instagram's charging that necklace company more money because you left. When we are going to ask Instagram, or we're not going to ask Meta, I say Instagram a lot because I usually just run Instagram ads. When we ask Meta to take people off platform, I don't want to do that with strangers. Because if the strangers don't respond to what it is that I want them to do, they're going to charge me more, because they're going to say, hey, Rick, you wasted our efforts of putting that in front of that person. That person saw no interest in you whatsoever. They just scrolled right past it. So we're going to charge you a little bit more to get in front of them, because we don't want people getting pissed because we keep showing Rick Barker ads and they don't do anything. That's the method to my madness. That's why I go awareness, maybe another awareness video that's a little longer. Then I thank them for watching the video. How do I know they watched the video? Because I made a custom audience of people who watch the video. By the way, if you are into this type of music, which it looks like you are, I've created a really cool playlist. And on that playlist, you're going to get Jason Isbell and Bruce Springsteen and a lot of my favorites, which are probably yours. And of course, that playlist is going to have some Chris Robley in there. After every third song, there's going to be another Chris Robley in there. So now it's like you're always talking to them about stuff that they've shown you that they're interested in, that you're interested in. And that's what's going to set you apart from the other 3 million independent artists that are out there trying to get their attention as well. One is, you know how to treat them. You don't waste their time. You don't ask them to do things that they normally wouldn't do. You show appreciation for what they've done, and that gets you one step closer to building that lifelong fan. I do not use Excel spreadsheets to upload ads in bulk. And there's Sirbiak, this is a lot deeper conversation, and you should definitely, when Chris sends out the link to the ads workshop, look at it. You only ever want to change one variable in your ad. So what will happen is I will have an awareness campaign. I may have 5 different ad sets, but they will all see the same creative. So I could have folk music listeners in the United States seeing this video. I could spread it out, but we only ever change one thing. So in that case, the person who's seeing it would be the only thing that changed. All the videos would remain the same. You could also have it where, let's say you've got 3 videos. You could have it, but every ad set would need to see all 3 videos, and then you could track down. That's a lot deeper, a lot more advanced. That's agency level stuff at that point. But you definitely want to try different creatives. You want to definitely not clump up all your audience, because let's say that you had Jason Isbell, Bruce Springsteen, all this stuff, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, this ad's working. We're like, great. Which artists are they responding to the most? Which fan base is really responding? Oh, shit, we don't know because we clumped them all together. But if we had a Jason Isbell concerts, Spotify, that's one ad set. The next ad set, Bruce Springsteen concerts, Spotify. This showed them all the same ad with the same words. And all of a sudden you look and you go, damn, we're getting a lower click rate on the Jason Isbell fans, Bruce Springsteen fans. Boy, we thought that was a good one. They've given us the finger here. We could turn that one off and take that Bruce Springsteen budget and add it to the Jason Isbell budget, because we know it's working. All this was about today. I have an advanced ads training. It's called the Ads Domination Workshop, and it's amazing. Chris will get you a link to that at some point. Depending on when you're watching this video, you might even see it in the description. It's definitely something that you want to take a look at, because then we go deeper. Then we really get to target in, and then we can go in and say, okay, what else are these people interested in? What books are they reading? What movies are they watching? What other shows are they going? Then you can ask them questions like, hey, who's still holding on a t-shirt from a concert? What was the first t-shirt you ever bought? Do you have a picture of it? I'd love to see it. Now we get a chance to just really start building these relationships. So the interest of Spotify, the best option that we have yet to target people who actually use Spotify. Yes, because what happens is they've shown an interest in at least the streaming services. You can add Apple and you can add Amazon as well. I have found through tens of thousands of dollars of testing, as long as I get Spotify in there, if they've shown interest in Spotify, they're also interested in the others. I just need to know that I've got a streamer. I've got someone who ultimately could maybe become a monthly listener, who can get access to my songs, who I can start building a relationship.
Miles got a question
Yeah.
that I have a perspective on this. He's wondering if you've hit any walls in your advertising. But one thing I notice artists doing a lot is they turn off their ads too soon because their own bias is, well, that video is old. That song's old. But if it's an outreach ad and it's still working,
I
who
have
cares?
awareness ads that run forever because they work and they're not going to be seen. The problem is the biggest walls that I hit early on is I started trying to make adjustments to the ads in the first couple hours or couple days because I didn't say clicks. I set it and let it. And I let it go for a week and I let Meta do all the stuff. It takes time to do this. You got to remember, you're bidding against a whole bunch of other people too. It's not like Meta shut down and said, holy shit, Miles is here. Let's stop everything we're doing and figure out his audience for him. No, you've got to let it set. The biggest mistake that I've encountered in life is people that are impatient. This is not a fast process. This takes time. Everybody wants to get right to the retargeting. I'm like, I have awareness ads that I've let run for 6 months because the bigger the audience, the less Meta's going to charge me. If I do a retargeting ad after 1 week and I've had 333 people watch this video and I say, okay, Meta, now I want you to only show it to these 333 people, they're going to like, great, 50 bucks a pop. You know what I mean? So I like to build bigger audiences, but yeah, the most artists don't understand it. So you either need to hire an agency or use a platform like Smart Noise where you get to do it inside there. They're an agency. They're just giving you the ability to do it all in one place. They're like, oh shit, what were those audiences? What was this? No, it's click here, click here, click here, click here. You saw how much faster it was for me to set it up in Smart Noise than what it took me. But Smart Noise and other companies, that no one does the awareness ads that I do. And that's what's set me apart. And that's why people will come to me. And then, like I said, inside the ads domination workshop, I have a whole other example of how to use audience network and stuff like that. So if that interests you, then definitely take a look at that link, either when you get it in email or if it's right below this video, you'll have a chance to pick up that workshop. It's less than $100 and it'll save you tens of thousands of dollars by having access to that. But yeah, there you go.
Rick, you've been here for almost a month. You've given people tons to think
it.
about. Thank you so much for doing this. You've got some love here in the comments.
Yeah, Siberiac, I love Symphony as well. They don't do the lifetime pre-save the way that Smart Noise does. I actually use both. And I'm dear friends with both, and they know I use both. I'm not afraid to make additional investments just because there is no one size fits all model. And I may like something that Symphony does for me, and I may like something Smart Noise does for me. InstaChamp, you all need to have, honestly. That's the best thing going for you. I was given a very rare opportunity to be able to offer it to people at one price for lifetime, depending on how many messages you want to send a month. What does an artist have to get your attention as a manager? One is you need to have a business that's already working. No one's in the startup mode anymore. That's why I have courses and things to help get you through that startup mode, but that's just any manager. You know, I currently don't physically manage any artists. I have artists that I consult, but my days of managing are over. But I have artists that I consult that put me on a retainer. But the best thing that you guys could do right now, and the whole reason that Chris and Kevin have put the emphasis they have on the education side at ReverbNation, is because a lot of you think that you need a manager or this or that in order to be successful. All you need to do is start learning how to run your own business and get your business up and running, and it will attract the people that you ultimately want to get to. No one that I know of right now who has any clout in the industry is looking to start people from scratch. It's just not happening. It takes too long, if ever, and most artists get burnt out on it and quit anyway, so everyone wasted their time. So what I'm doing, and something that I'll be launching here with Ray Daniels later on, is we've created a whole entire A&R course. That A&R is who's at the label, who discovers the artist and repertoire, and we're going to be able to give you a questionnaire based on your answers, sit you down and say, we talk to you about your brand, your font, your colors, your your message, your vision. No one's ever created one before. And I'm working with Ray, and we're doing that because we want to be able to give artists where they are. We want to meet them where they are, the best chance to have the life that they want, creating music and getting paid from their creations, if that makes sense.
Well, that's awesome. Where should people go to find out more? Rick Barker
At
Music,
Rick Barker
right?
Music, man. Just DM me over on Instagram and say, hey, I saw your ugly butt over there on the ReverbNation thing. What's up? And when you get there, you'll see the automation that will come through, and then tell me what your interest is. Do not just send me music. If you do that, you didn't learn anything, because I don't care about your music until I do. You know what I mean? It's like everybody, if I don't know you.
It also means they didn't read your autoresponder.
Correct.
Say, don't send me.
And I can't help dumbass people. So if you can't read, I can't help you. And if you can't follow instructions, I can't coach you. I'm definitely the wrong guy for you. So I use that as a limit. Rick, if you watch the TV show Roadies, there's a scene where a certain unnamed Swift's manager is mentioned about. I don't know. I don't think that I've seen Roadies. And I don't know that I'm the unnamed manager, but there was another manager before me who is the one who tried to sue her. And then right now there's a guy named Robert Allen who kind of works as her day to day, but she manages herself. So no, I haven't checked it out. I'll look it up. All right.
Well, I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone watching appreciates your time. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
I'll see you on Instagram. Take care, everyone. And next week, Kevin will be back, and we'll find some interesting topic to talk about. But thanks for your time. See you then.